In that instant, a thunderous smack reverberated throughout the stage. The entire production of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta came to a halt. Security rushed in as people screamed, and Jasmine stood there with her cheek unfinished, her face scarlet, and her lips quivering, startled. Rasheeda had lost her temper. Furthermore, it wasn't planned, practiced, or scripted. Why? Because Jasmine was caught joking about Rasheeda behind her back while lying up with Kirk in a secret audio clip that was leaked just hours before the shoot. Jasmine made fun of Rasheeda's makeup line, referred to her as a placeholder, and even boasted in the recording, "I still hear from him at night." But it wasn't simply the betrayal that made Rasheeda lose it. It was Kirk's attempt to conceal the audio from her in an effort to keep Jasmine safe. It's all out now. Every moment was captured by the cameras, the scream and the smack. The plan was for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta to have a typical shoot day. The actors had been summoned to a Buckhead secret area to record a sequence. Rasheeda had just finished another therapy session that ended in silence, and tensions were already high. Jasmine was supposed to show up later for what the producers hinted would be a surprise appearance. But 2 hours before the start of filming, everyone was unaware of the true surprise. One of the assistant producers received an enigmatic MP3 file using AirDrop. It's only one line with no name or subject. "Before she smacks the wrong person, play this." They initially believed it to be a joke. However, the voice was clear when the team pressed play. Jasmine flowers are as clear as day, loud and arrogant. Rasheeda continues to believe she is his wife. Isn't that adorable? "He comes to sleep with me even though I let him eat dinner over." There, for a period, everybody froze. You might hear something drop. However, it didn't end there. Isn't our small shop adorable? However, it was Kirk who provided her with the funds for all of that. Although she built on his check, she acts like a boss. The producers began rushing. Was it a recent old one? From where did this originate? The line that split the set in two then came. "We are also expecting another child. I won't say anything though. Keep it quiet till the show pops off," Kirk instructed, and then boom, that was it. Tia was not the only one who was scorching. One individual who shouldn't have heard the audio before filming ended up hearing it. After 10 minutes, it was in Rasheeda's AirPods while she got her makeup done by her stylist. Sis remained silent. She remained still as she sat there. She halted the voice note, her left hand trembling. She responded, "I told y'all I was done playing with her," as her eyes met the mirror of her glam squad. On the opposite side of the set, Kirk was pacing tensely while holding his phone to his ear. Although he was also aware of the leak, it was too late to prevent it. It seems like he was aware of all Jasmine had said. Kirk was seated on the couch in the background of the audio, which was taken from a private speakerphone discussion she had with a friend. Rasheeda was never informed. To avoid ruining the plot of the performance, he actually requested Jasmine to keep silent. The show was now overturned, burned, derailed, and thrown off a cliff. Filmmakers made an effort to maintain composure as production got underway. He requested that Rasheeda first film a section in the main room with Carly Red. Rasheeda had other plans, but Jasmine would come later. The cameras began to roll as Rasheeda entered the room while Carly was sitting there, enjoying a mimosa. She said to production, "I don't want any fake convo. Let's get to the relsk today," with Loki grinning as if she had anticipated it. 10 minutes later, Jasmine entered the room. And then, without a single second's delay, Rasheeda got to her feet, saying, "Is it true?" Jasmine's eyes widened, her face flushed, but then she smiled. "Oh, so now we're raking private convos," she said, brushing her hair back. "Are mad or embarrassed?" That was it. Rasheeda grabbed her phone and pressed play. Jasmine blinked. "Is that true?" One of the producers shouted, "Cut the cameras," but they were already rolling. Carly dropped her glass, and Jasmine's face whipped to the side as she flung her arm back and slapped her palm loudly and openly. "You touched me." Jasmine lurched back, hands to her cheek. eyes wide with surprise. She whispered. Dot! Kirk burst into the room, shouting, Rasheeda, stop! You let her disrespect me like this, and you were just going to sit on it. Jasmine regained her voice, but it was too late. Rasheeda turned to him and said, You lied to me, sat in my house, ate my food, and slept in my bed knowing she said that S***T you repieced to be my husband. Kirk attempted to intervene between them, arms out like some peacemaker. But Rasheeda wouldn't have it. But production. Oh, they didn't budge. They knew they just struck gold. This wasn't love and hip-hop. His was love and war. Producers nodded to the crew, and boom. Extra camera angles came out, security mics remained on, and someone whispered, This might be the season. She been new, Kirk. Stop acting like she hasn't thored worse. I just said it louder this time. That line nearly started round 2. Rasheeda screamed, and security had to hold her back while she screamed. Keep my name out your mouth before. I'll more than slap you next time. Finale despedite. Her efforts to gather herself, Rasheeda's chest was rising quickly as she escaped the security guard's hold and rushed to the set's corner. I didn't even hit her back, Jasmine mumbled to a crew member. That says a lot about my growth. Her lashes were fluttering and she was on the verge of tears, not because she was weak, but because she was tired of being blindsided, of holding it all in, of playing the strong one. Kirk stepped over to Rasheeda, still acting like he was the peacemaker. Baby, I didn't want to tell you because I knew it would mess it up again. I handled it off camera. Jasmine wheeled around and snapped. You handled it. Rasheeda's mother had arrived and she wasn't alone. Charlene entered the room wearing her Sunday wig and fur, with a purse on her arm and an expression in her eyes that said, I'm going to gather every last one of you. Kirk froze, and that's how you handled her calling me a placeholder and saying, You sleep in my house and lie up in hers. At that moment, another voice reverberated through the set and everyone turned. Jasmine rolled her eyes the second she saw her. Oh lad, here comes Grandma, the drama. Rasheeda's mom didn't even blink. She walked up to Jasmine and said, Real, come, eat me, clarify. You are nothing more than a passing plot point and a source of shame for your son. Kirk is not loved by you. What he provides you, you adore. Additionally, you will never be related. Mine stood up, ready to say something, but Charlene stepped closer. You say one slick word, and I'll show you what old-school Atlanta hands feel like. Jasmine sat back down, fast. Rasheeda, still emotional, finally looked at her mom and whispered, Why does he keep doing this to me? Charlene turned back to Kirk and said, You embarrassed my daughter for the last time. And if she doesn't leave you, I will. She didn't even bat an eye. You keep letting him, baby. But today we're drawing a line. Charlene, don't worry about this, Kirk stammered. Stop him, Charlene. You have no right to say that. This was supposed to be a reunion dinner, not an intervention episode, and the production was now privately panicking. You married my daughter and you embarrass her. You embarrass me. But now the script was thrown out the window, burned, and thrown in a Chattahoochee River storm drain. Carly Red Hood, who had been lurking on the sidelines like the Queen of Petty, pulled out her phone and whispered to Rasheeda, I got something to show you. Rasheeda leaned in, perplexed, and Carly showed her a screenshot from an Instagram burner account, which was anonymous. There were no followers, no profile pic, just one direct message sent to Carly a few nights prior. Jasmine is lying. I got video too. Meet me after filming. Attached was a 3-second preview of Jasmine in bed with Kirk's chain, saying, if I wanted to, I could end that marriage with one post. But I'm too classy for that. Rasheeda startled and glanced at Kirk before turning back to the phone. Oh my God, Carly whispered. Want to leak it now? Rasheeda paused, then shook her head. No, let the cameras roll. She wants to play dirty. I'll make her drown in her own dirt. Jasmine saw the exchange and leaped to her feet, saying, You be ************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* Stay plotting on me? I'm the only one keeping it real here. Y'all mad because he loved me? Rasheeda clapped back right away. No one's mad. We're just tired of pretending you matter. Boom! Even production flinched at that one. Watch what I have in store for you all next. Security started stepping in again. But Rasheeda turned around, fixed her hair, and calmly said to the camera, "Let her drop it." Enough receipts were obtained for me to launch my own network. Before the production had a chance to edit or spin the video, the slap had already gone viral. A blurry tape had been surreptitiously added to their close friend's account by one renegade aide. Naturally, it was screen recorded by someone. Did y'all see Rasheeda slap Jasmine on set? Jasmine on set. Kirk just stood there. Who leaked? That audio, though, and other similar posts were trending on the internet by midnight. Kirk, AINT, #Nathodioliac, AUK, #Jasmine from RASHED AV alarms were going off inside the VH1 production headquarters. The legal teams were tense. Statements were being prepared by press teams. But what really rocked them all was Jasmine's response. She vowed to file a lawsuit. Yes, Jasmine informed producers that she was getting in touch with her attorney. "You guys allowed me to be attacked on set. That won't be covered by an NDA. I can either take this to court and the blogs, or you guys cut Rasheeda for the remainder of the season." Not even the producers batted an eye. "That's what occurred." One of them replied coolly, "You signed up to be real, Jasmine. You had it coming, and that smack was real." She let out a gasp. "Oh, so you're picking sides now." They didn't answer. Instead, as they speak with legal further, they send security to escort Jasmine off-site. Let's avoid confusion now. Jasmine is not going down easily. She stopped to speak with one of the PAs as she was leaving and told her, "Tell Rasheeda she'd better brace herself. I got voice notes, receipts, and videos." She punched me on camera, but what did I receive? Tending to get her off camera. Rasheeda, meanwhile, sat with her arms crossed and her mind racing in her dressing room. She had locked the door after Kirk had made 3 attempts to enter to speak. She noticed a direct message from a burner account while browsing through her phone. You're unaware of something else. Not just Jasmine. A screenshot of a hotel reservation was sent. Kirk was one of the 2 visitors. It wasn't Jasmine, but the other name was Hazy. Rasheeda's hands began to shake. 2 weeks ago, she focused in on the date, claimed to be in Miami on business at the time. Anik arrived at the entrance. She opened it Kirk's this time, looking worn out. He entered, shut the door, and leaned against it. Defeated. "I made a mistake." All right. Was merely attempting to maintain harmony among everybody. More drama wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't intended to explode up this way. Rasheeda gazed intently at him. "Is it accurate?" "What?" She presented the hotel receipt to him. The color faded from his face. "The other girl is who?" she inquired. "A dot. Quiet, a dot." The worst possible answer follows. It had no significance. Hell no. Rasheeda gave a headshake. "Why?" "However, we were working to make things better." Kirk reached for her hand as we were attempting to make things right, but she snatched it away. "To keep it in the past shows that you don't even respect me. Now that you have Jasmine mouthing off and your trash is appearing online, you continue to act like the victim." Kirk's voice broke. "I am not a victim. I simply don't know. It's all falling apart." Carly Red was having a field day back on set when Rasheeda calmly said, "No, everything's finally being seen for what it really is." As she laughed, Spice said, "I told y'all something was brewing. That slap wasn't just drama. That was years of karma lining up and going boom in Jasmine's face," Spice went on to say. "And it isn't even the worst part. I heard VH1 is about to air it raw. No edit. Fans were eating it up. Blogs were reposting clips. Rasheeda should have hit her twice in the comments." After that audio was released, Jasmine became very quiet. Kirk continued to embarrass Rasheeda year after year. SMH, however, it wasn't just social media that was reacting. VH1 executives called an emergency meeting and were unsure whether to broadcast the slap and risk backlash or to blur it and protect their cast. They ultimately decided to air it without censorship with a message about unfiltered reality. Rasheeda received a call from her manager asking, "Are you okay?" She didn't respond, instead saying, "Schedule me a one-on-one with Jasmine. Her, me, and a camera, no producers, no audience. Let's resolve things according to my wishes." The manager hesitated. "Are you certain?" Rasheeda remained unflinching. "I'm tired of being treated rudely. Without her, I want the world to hear what I have to say." False edits and attitude. Jasmine shared a mysterious Instagram story the following day. White letters on a black screen. "You're about to witness the true antagonist, and it's not me." In response, Rasheeda posted something of her own. VH1 set up the situation like a heavyweight boxing battle with a mirror selfie captioned, "Don't ever mistake silence for weakness. I was just loading receipts." The tension in the room was so thick it could slice steel. There are only 2 chairs, 2 cameras, and a table between them. No glitz or background extras. Rasheeda arrived in business attire. It's all black, glam-free, makeup-free, and simply focused, tidy, and polished. She didn't even wear ostentatious jewelry. The first red flag was that Sis did not attend the performance. She arrived to take care of business. Jasmine. She entered slowly, as if reserving her strength for a last strike. She had a small silver USB disc in her palm, her hair knotted and her heels clacking. Everyone took notice. No one paused, but producers looked at each other. Rasheeda's gaze immediately fell upon it. "Did you bring that to bury yourself or to save yourself?" Grinning, Jasmine took a seat. "Not at all. It's not about me here. Oh no, this will alter their perception of you." Boom, the initial blow. The camera began to roll. Silently, the executive producer spoke. "When you're ready, start." Rasheeda didn't waste time. "Let's be clear about this. You are not important to me. You went too far by mentioning my marriage in your jokes, your influence, and your audio leaks, and I don't give a damn about your fleeting mutiny." Moments on camera. Jasmine's head cocked. "I've been in your marriage, sweetie. It's only now that you're hearing what everyone else has known," Rasheeda yelled. "What I knew is that I had a man who slipped up years ago, but I chose to stay and work it out. The fact that he still comes home to me despite all of your drama is what you can't stand." Jasmine chuckled. Not a phony chuckle. Chilling. One comes. "Home, let's not pretend that the only secret out there was that audio leak. Was Rasheeda hiding even more? Or are both women lying to protect Kirk's image?" Bloggers posted side-by-side comparisons, paparazzi photos, and old footage. Even footage from Love and Hip Hop Season 7 surfaced, where Rasheeda and Jasmine had been filmed in the same location, just minutes apart. Now, the conspiracy was full-blown, y'all. What if they'd known about each other and just kept up the drama for the show? But one thing was clear. The public sympathy Rasheeda had built was starting to crack. Even some of her loyal fans started asking why she didn't just tell the truth back then. She dragged Jasmine for years, but did the same thing herself. "I still love Rasheeda, but this hurt my heart." Back at VH1 headquarters, execs were scrambling. This season had gone off the rails in the best way possible. They immediately ordered a Secrets Inside Pieces special episode. A full hour-long sit-down with Rasheeda, Kirk, and Jasmine. No scripts, no edits, just 3 mics and this ugly truth. And guess who's hosting it? Carly Red. The crowd was electric. You could feel the tension in the air like static before lightning. VH1 had pulled every string to make these secrets and side pieces. The Frost Reckoning special. It's one of the most explosive tapings in Love and Hip Hop history. And at the center, Of it all, 3 chairs, 3 microphones, and 1 night of nitrogen monoxide filters. On the left, Jasmine is in a red bodycon dress and gold hoops, lips glossed and smirk loaded.
Oh.
On the right, Kirk buttoned up and was sweating like a man walking into court. And in the center, Rasheeda poised, cold and diamond hard, hair slicked, back black blazer, no smile, all eyes, the host. None other than Carly Red in a glittery jumpsuit and a folder labeled the receipts. She opened the show with no chill. Tonight, nothing's off limits. Lies, babies, affairs, fights, and fumbled marriages. We got Jasmine, Kirk, and Rasheeda in the same room. And baby, the tea is boiling. The audience went crazy. Dot lights dimmed. CAMERAS zoomed. KARLIE wasted nitrogen and oxide. Let's start simple. Rasheeda, why did you slap Jasmine? Rasheeda didn't even blink. Because I had enough. Enough of being disrespected by a woman who's been making her living off my pain. Gasps. Jasmine smiled. Girl, your pain got you paid. Don't act brand new. Rasheeda leaned forward. And child support checks and a legacy of being second. Boom! Crowd. Ooh, Carly raised her brows. Now, Jasmine, you leaked not 1 but 2. Why? Jasmine sipped her water. Because I got slapped for telling the truth, so I told all of it, including her truth. Fair is fair. The audience was split. Some clapped, others booed. Carly turned to Kirk. Kirk, how do you feel knowing both women sitting beside you have receipts on your dirt? Kirk adjusted his mic and sighed. I feel like I failed as a husband, as a father, and as a man. But I also feel like maybe none of this would have happened if we all had been real from. The start, Rasheeda let out a laugh. Sharp, sarcastic, real. You want real? Then tell the people how long you've been lying. Carly leaned in. Oh, wait. Are y'all ready for this? She pulled out a document. This is a hotel record from Charlotte. Dated 2 weeks after Maya's baby reveal. Want to explain why both Kirk's and Jasmine's names were listed as guests? The crowd gasped. Rasheeda's jaw clenched. You said that was done. You said she was out of your life. Kirk stammered. It was for our son. I just didn't want to argue anymore. Jasmine jumped in. Don't act like we didn't share a room. There's no kid on that bed. Boom! The crowd screamed. Carly leaned back. Hugh, child, I might need security tonight. Rasheeda stood up. Silence fell. She looked at Jasmine, then at Kirk, then out to the audience. I stayed too long. I let too much slide. I let the image of a perfect wife ruin the reality of a broken woman. She turned to Kirk. You humiliated me. He lied to me and slept with her, and God knows who else. And I still showed up for you. Then to Jasmine and you. You think this is a win? Curl, you didn't break me. You exposed me. And I thank you because I needed to wake the hell up. The crowd held its breath. I'm done. Boom. Kirk blinked. What? I'm done with the lies. The pain this shows you. The audience burst into applause. Tears in some fans' eyes, gasps, screams. Rasheeda wasn't finished. I'm walking away from you, Kirk, but I'm walking toward me. She stepped off the stage. Cameras followed her exit. She didn't look back once. Carly was frozen for a beat, then turned slowly to Kirk. Well, damn. That's a wrap, y'all. Jasmine looked stunned. She leaned into her mic. I didn't expect her to leave like that. Carly smiled. Guess you thought wrong again? Outside, Rasheeda walked into the night air. Paparazzi were already swarming. Fans were crying, cheering, and reaching out for her. One shouted, Rasheeda, you're FE now. She smiled softly, tired, but finally real. Later that night, Rasheeda posted one simple photo to Instagram. It's a shot of her hand. No ring caption. Letting go is how you start again. So now you've seen it all. It's a slap heard around the world, the dirty receipts, the exposed lies. and Rasheeda's final decision to walk away for good. After years of pain, betrayal, and public humiliation, Sis finally said ENOUGH and chose peace over pieces. But is this really the end of the Frost legacy? Or is it just the start of a new chapter with more secrets ready to rise? Let us know in the comments whose side you're on. Team Rasheeda, Team Jasmine, and Team Kirk don't deserve either. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more wild celebrity breakdowns. Backstage Dream.